Everyone loves indie games, be it a casual indie game like Haven Dog or be it a party indie game like Ultimate Chicken Horse. Today we're gonna talk about 8 indie games that I cannot wait for. We have already talked a bit about this indie game in previous videos because I am so excited for this indie game. Castle of Alchemists is kind of like a vampire survivors game, but also very different. In this fast-paced tower defense action hybrid game, you play as a chemically enhanced warrior who sets traps, builds towers, crafts powerful weapons and defends his home, which is a castle. I really am looking forward to this one, cause it's a new look on top-down shooters. Again, I'm really excited for this game to come out, but I think the game that we're all excited about, that we all want to come out, is Hollow Knight Silksong. In this Metroidvania you play as Hornet. Here she explores the kingdom of Farloom, a land run by Silk and Song. This game is supposed to take place before the events of the first game, so I'm really excited. Since this is a game everyone is really excited for, let's talk a bit more about it. Hollow Knight Silksong already has many theories, but one interests me the most, and that's about a third game. As we know it, Metroidvanias are focused on 3 things: exploration, platforming and fighting. We know Hollow Knight is focused on platforming. We know Hollow Knight Silksong, as Team Cherry has confirmed that, will be focused on the fighting aspect. That leaves us with the exploration aspect. And from the original game, the best character suited for exploration would be Quill. I'm really excited to see if we were correct along those lines. Then there's an indie game I haven't really been loving myself, but I know many people love this game. We have Darkest Dungeon 2. In this roguelike turn-based dungeon crawler, you go on a road trip in a decaying landscape. Fight hordes of enemies with a groundbreaking genre-defining combat from Darkest Dungeon. I don't really like most turn-based games, but the trailer got me really excited, so I might try it. Then we go from the darkest of dark to the coziest of cozy. We're taking a look at Everdream Valley. In this farming adventure with a dash of magic, you restore your own quaint homestead into a summer paradise. Keep animals, keep bees, go fishing, and what I like the most is that you can go ride animals. And above all, don't forget the farming aspect. When you run through your crops, they move, and when you want special meals, you can cook them. Cozy titles have always interested me, but this cozy title made me want to play it. I really like my survival games like The Forest, Sons of the Forest or DayZ, but that's all first person. So when I stumbled across A Ball of Snakes, I really had to change my perspective. A Ball of Snakes is a Wild West inspired survival RPG, where you, like all survival games, craft, farm, hunt and build your house. And fight to stay alive. I sure do love that you can take a look from above in this game, because it really changes the normal survival game. And what I might even like the most is that there's a tile placing aspect of this game. You can upgrade your world by placing tiles. A bit like Panorama or Dwarf Romantic, but less peaceful. I think with this game, at least I had it, you need to get used to what you're seeing and then you will fall in love with it. I hope the game we have next will reset you quite a bit, cause we have the game called Patch Quest. In this monster taming bullet hell you play in a labyrinth full of monsters, with simply your lasso. So your only option is to tame. You can tame anything by playing tug of war when you catch them with your lasso. I think this game looks rather good. It's a bit of a different game. I hope it will be fun, but it also looks very stressful. Now we know I do not love most of the turn-based games, but there are some exceptions. For the King is one. In this game you go on quests with your party, like you see in most isekai anime. In this strategic RPG, your party consists of 3 people. If you play alone, you control 3 people, and with the more you play, the less people you control. During your travels, you will encounter enemies, get into fights, and probably get ambushed. You will also turn up to unexpected events, fight scourges that I have no clue where they are, and enter dungeons you probably shouldn't have entered. I wanted to talk about this game now, because later this year For the King 2 is coming out. Now the only thing I have with this game is that I don't really know the difference between the first game and the second game. I know there will be 1 more party member, because in the first game you have 3 party members and in the second game you have 4 party members. I also think we can expect some new quests. Anyway, if you like hearing about these indie games and want to keep hearing about more indie games, consider subscribing. If you need to hear about more indie games right now, click here.